Once again, time to find out about what's playing at the movies and to get some reviews and reports, comments and criticisms. We're on the phone with the one and only Don Morton. How you doing, Don?
I'm doing well.
And we're catching you on Skype this time. Where are you?
I'm in Cupertino, California, Apple headquarters country.
All right. Well, let's get right to the movies. What do we have this week?
We have 4 movies, 3 not so good and 1 so good. Not bad. 7500, Skin Trade, Extraterrestrial, and The Rover.
Worst first, as usual?
7500. This is directed by Takashi Shimizu, a J-horror director who doesn't realize that J-horror is so last decade. The best thing I can say about it is that you'll never have to watch it on an airliner.
How so?
Well, because it takes place aboard an airliner. Strange things begin to happen to a group of broadly stereotypical passengers aboard the LA to Tokyo Flight 7500. Just to show you how such attention to detail this movie gives, it's a 747 with just 2 cabin attendants. First, a passenger spits blood and dies. And then others begin to fall victim to some never-seen, vaguely Japanesey spirit.
So, not so good, huh?
Not so good. I couldn't connect to the characters or to the narrative. It's unscary, laughable, B-grade, in-flight horror head-scratcher, direct-to-DV everywhere else in the world.
You're saying miss this flight?
Miss this flight, yeah, good, very good. Skin Trade is the next movie. This is purportedly about sex trafficking, which is a serious problem in the world today.
So it's good to have a movie about it?
Yes, it's good to have a movie about it that shines some light on the subject. And no, it's not too good to have this movie about it because it just uses the topic as an excuse to get to the revenge killing. It's a Dolph Lundgren movie. He plays a hard-boiled Newark detective named Nick. He's also the co-writer and producer. He kills the son of a notorious Serbian sex trafficker played by Ron Perlman, whose hilarious Serbian accent provides the only comedy relief in the movie. The bad guy, in return, he blows up Nick's house, his wife, and daughter.
So now we're set up for some real revenge.
Presumably, that's the idea. Cut to Bangkok, where Nick teams up with Thai action star Tony Jaa to engage in several repetitive, overlong, and cliched fight and chase scenes.
So does this movie have anything to do with sex trafficking?
No, not really. It's brutal, it's banal, and it's just killing bad guys. Lots and lots of bad guys. Just before the end credits roll, it puts up on the screen some self-serious statistics about sex trafficking. This is shameless, and frankly, it's disgusting. And it also has a gall to set up a sequel. I'm sorry. Probably will miss that sequel.
Next movie is titled Extraterrestrials.
Extraterrestrial. Okay, this is generic thriller, and at the end, one character says, it's the same thing we do every time. So, well, there's your review right there in one sentence. Maybe the filmmakers who call themselves the Vicious Brothers.
The Vicious Brothers?
Yes, although they're neither related or especially vicious. They made the movie Grave Encounters, which was a similarly generic thriller. Maybe they wanted to see how many cliches they could stuff into a single movie. It's about some obnoxious, pot-smoking, fornicating 20-somethings who use the F word every 6th word.
Name a few of the cliches.
Okay, let's start with a cabin in the woods. And they're being terrorized by monsters, in this case, very generic aliens. The cops are clueless, the cattle are mutilated, the Vietnam vet next door is crazy, and don't forget the abductions and the anal probes, which are depicted.
Ooh, that sounds nasty.
Yeah, very nasty, and not something you really want to watch.
Sounds like Close Encounters of the cheesy kind.
You got it. You got it. Very good. That's a good joke. I'm glad I wrote it for you.
Thank you very much.
Let's move on to the only decent movie this week. It's called The Rover. It takes place in an unexplained post-apocalyptic Australian outback.
Like Mad Max?
Well, of course, but much slower Mad Max with hints of Wake in Fright and The Road.
Who's in it?
Guy Pearce is terrific as this oddly intense person whose car is stolen by a trio of outlaws. Now, this guy really wants to get his crummy car back.
Why?
Well, we don't know. The car's a MacGuffin, and until the last scene when we understand why. And then it's kind of, okay, is that all there is? But that's the kind of movie it is. The thieves leave behind a wounded, brain-addled comrade. This is played by Robert Pattinson in a post-Twilight best. Well, that's not hard to do. The Guy character abducts him to help him find his precious car. Things get violent, pretty brutal, and all around ugly. This is an Aussie noir by David Michaud, who did Animal Kingdom. It's bleak, it's nihilistic, and it's fashionably grim. Not a laugh riot, but somehow it's compelling and not something you're going to forget real soon.
All right. After the movie, where do you go to get the best burrito in town?
I go to get the only burrito in town, and that is the Pink Cow in Roppongi.
And, of course, they have those music jam sessions that go on till the wee hours on the last Monday of every month.
Last Monday of every month. Caleb James shows up with some of his side musicians and any other named musicians who happen to be in town. It's a rare find, something to see.
All right. Don Morton, film critic from Metropolis Magazine, thank you for joining us here on The Kong Show.
My pleasure.